Hi traders, welcome to this Blueprint Markets video update with me, 𝖢𝖥𝖣yi, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to take you through the week ahead analysis. We're going to take a look at the news upcoming as well as some charts of interest. So, could be a bit of a slow week coming into the end of the month and obviously end of August, end of that traditional holiday period. But we do have lots and lots of data going off this week. Tomorrow is a bank holiday in the UK, so part of the European or London session could be fairly flat until obviously the US come in on the afternoon. In terms of US data, we do have lots of US data coming out. No, we've got the JOLTS job openings, we've got the prelim GDP data, we've got some manufacturing PMI, some core PCE price index. Big one though, NFP. So NFP forecast to come in below the 170,000 mark, below previous of the 187. We do see that that could be a bit of a negative, obviously, for the US dollar. Could be a potential then for the Fed to pause interest rates. And the dollar's at an interesting point at the moment, so we could see something develop there. Got some GDP data out of Canada expected to come in at minus 0.2%. from previous 0.3%. That could obviously be quite interesting. Also, manufacturing PMIs out of China could show a continuation of the Chinese slowdown, and that could obviously cause a bit of risk on, risk off play going into this week. Focusing on the US dollar index then, what can we see? Well, prices at the 104.50, the May 23 highs. If we were to see any kind of profit taken from this rally that we've seen from the lows of 99.75, then it probably would be now, and we probably would see a little bit of a decline here. I've put this trendline support in here as well, so if we were to breach that trendline support, that would be the first sign, I think, that the dollar's actually turning over and the dollar could trade maybe even lower back to the 102. Obviously, we know that the US dollar index really has been in a range between the 101 to 105 levels, so if we were to breach 104.50, there's still some way to go before hitting that key range high. So if we do get any kind of breach there, obviously that's going to be supporting of that US dollar move, so we would likely see that continue. Going on to Euro US dollar then, opposite to the US dollar index or inverse of the US dollar index, price trading below the lows of the 1.0850. If we stay below these lows because of the US dollar strength, then we probably would see a move down to the 106.75, the lows that formed back in May. Any kind of that dollar sort of pullback, then we could see Euro dollar back above the 108.50, maybe into this trendline resistance. Again, I think the key would be a breach of that trendline resistance would suggest that the US dollar strength is starting to fade, and that we could see a move up to the 1.1025. A little bit different on cable though. We've consolidated above the 1.2650 weekly support zone. We have breached that now to the downside. 2 consecutive daily closes below that does often suggest that we could see further downside. If we were to see further downside to cable, the 1.2350 lows that formed back in May of 23 will also be of interest. You can see kind of like a head and shoulders pattern being developed here as well. That head and shoulders obviously can be a sign of a reversal of a key trend, so we'll have to see if that one can continue to play out. A breach back above 1.2650 would obviously mean that maybe that downside isn't playing out anymore, and that we could see higher prices. Finally then, on US dollar yen, we've had a bit of a couple of weeks of range going on. If we look at the candlesticks on the weekly, they are quite low in range considering what we've seen in the past, and the fact that we're trading between 144.50 and 146.50 at the moment just shows us that there is a little bit of a battle here between the risk on, risk off sentiment that we've been seeing in the markets. Now, if we do see that risk off coming back in, then a break back below 144.50 could be something to watch, with a move back into this bullish channel support. Risk on, however, would spark a little bit of yen weakness and a move up higher, maybe into the bullish channel resistance level, even the resistance level looking left with that 149. Any kind of higher dollar yen prices here will obviously suggest that there could be more intervention from the Bank of Japan, or an intervention from the Bank of Japan, I should say. So the talk of that could increase going into next week if we do see any kind of breaches higher. Thanks for watching this video update. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content. And I will speak to you in a few videos next week. Cheers.